Well, let us see what is the next thing that Blender has to offer us. So let us go to add, go to curve and sapling tree. To get this sapling tree, you need to do some kind of adjustments. You need to go to edit, go to preferences, and in this preferences window, let me switch on this piece of. Here in the add-ons tab, you need to search for Sapling sapling tree generator. Tick this thing and close this window. And then when you come to the add, go to the curve, you get this extra option, sapling tree generator. This is one of the most wonderful things that Blender developers have provided us, sapling tree generator. If we click on this, we get a tree without any leaves. It's a tree, a wonderful tree. If we go into the options, you have got a lot of options. Let us see one by one, and this is going to be a long story. So in the geometry tab, we got bevel resolution. If I zoom in here and look at each of the branches, you can increase the resolution of this bevel, and if you want, you can reduce or increase the curve resolution. Now it's like choppy, and if I increase the resolution, it's going to get smoother branches. Because we are dealing with geometry, it has everything to do with the mesh, how the mesh is being defined. Handle type, auto or vector, you can change and see what is good for you. Shape, let me put it in x-axis so that we could see it from the side. What is this shape? If I click on the conical, it is going to shape itself as conical. This we will be seeing in the leaves section, because in the leaves we have got these options and we can clearly see what it indicates. So let us go to geometry, shape, let me keep it flame. Custom shape, if you want, you can change the shape of the structure according to your design, according to your requirement. Secondary, these branches, the way they are being shaped, that is being defined by these parameters: inverse, conical, spherical, cylindrical. Not a lot of changes are being seen here because it's most visible in leaves section. Branch distribution, how you want the branches to be, how less branches or more branches do you want the tree to have. Branches ring, let me show you from the top view. How many rings do you want the branches to have? And random seed means every time it creates a random tree. Let me show you from here. It creates a random tree each and every time. If you want, you can increase the scale of this tree, and if you want, you can change the scale variation of this tree, and if you want, you can export this tree entirely. Along with that, we got a preset here. One preset is willow, it's like a tree willow. The second preset is white birch. Third preset is weeping willow. Fourth preset is small pine. It's a very small tree. Whenever you lose the menu, you can just click F9 and you can get back this menu. Next option is small maple. Next option is quake aspen. This looks like somewhat like this aspen tree. F9, bring it over here, and then we will see Japanese maple, Douglas fir, a very huge tree, and Callistemon. These are the options given by the Blender developers. So let us go into the rest of the options. Go to add, go to curve, go to sapling tree generator. For those who don't know how to get it, go to the edit and go to the preferences. In preferences, in the add-ons tab, type Sapling and you will get an add-on. Click on it and close the window. If you don't get it, you can comment on the in the comment section. I will try to answer it. So the next option is branch radius. What it does is, the branch has a radius, and how smooth you want that is defined by this bevel resolution. What should be the ratio of the thickness of these branches, how thick or thin you want the branches to be, what should be the radius scale, how thick the radius of these branches should be, what should be the scale of this radius of these branches, what should be the ratio, how wide and how thin, minimum radius, what is the minimum radius that these branches should have. You can get some kind of a wonky noodle type thing. And if I click on the close strip, it will close the ends of these branches. If I tick this off, now the tip is open, and if I tick this on, it is closed. A root flare, you can change the flare of the rooting. It is not exactly visible here, but it does a little bit of changes in the rooting. And auto taper, if you want, you can taper it off. This is automatically tapering your tree, but here you get options where you can tweak it according to your requirement. What we will do, we will delete this tree, we will go to add, we will come to curve and go to sapling tree, and we will see the next option, branch splitting. The branches are being split from here. What should be the level of branching, how much you want the branching to be, base splits, where you want the splitting to start from, how many splits do you want at this junction, that is being defined by base splits. Trunk height, how high you want the branches to start from. Secondary branches, how high you want the secondary branches to start from. Split height, where you want the splitting to take place on the tree, over here or over here, that is being defined by split height. Split bias, where you want the splitting to take place exactly on the tree, that is being defined by split bias. Split related to length, if you tick this on, it is going to keep the splitting of these branches related to the length, and if you tick it off, it is going to randomly place the splits of branches. How you want the branches to put, you can change it from the options here. You can apply the split angle, how you want the tree to be visible. Rotate angle, how you want it to be rotating. And outward attraction, how you want it to behave. And curve resolution, how you want the curves to be. And the next option is, how many branches do you want, lot of branches or a little number of branches. And branch splitting has everything to do with branches. Let's go to the next option, branch growth. How high you want the branches to be. Do you want it to be shallow or do you want it to go high? Length, how you want the trees to be, how long or how high you want the trees to be. Curvature is going to define the curvature of the tree, how much weight the leaves are making on the branches, that's why it's looking like a weeping willow. Back curvature defines how your tree is going to behave when a lot of load is being falling over it. Next option is pruning. When you tick the pruning and go into x-axis, let me delete this tree, go to add, go to curve and go to sapling tree generator, and here we will come to pruning. If we tick on this pruning, you will get this indicator, a black line. What this indicates is pruning is nothing but cutting off the tips of this tree. That is called pruning. If you want, you can search on the Google for pruning, P-R-U-N-I-G. It means cutting off the top of the trees. How you want to cut it? If you increase this ratio or decrease this ratio, it's going to show how it is going to cut the tree. What would be the width of this pruning? If we reduce the width, it is going to cut. What it indicates means this black line is indicating where the tree is going to be and where the tree is not going to be. If we increase the width, the tree is going to be wide, and if we reduce the width will be very low. Pruning base, how high you want to cut the base from the base, how high you want pruning to be. Pruning width peak, the pruning at the top of this tree. Pruning power, how powerful you want the pruning to be. Do you want a sharp cut or a little bit of smooth cut? And pruning power shows you how you are cutting the trees from the bottom. So that's pruning. I will tick this off because we don't want to prune. Leaves, this is the most wonderful section. If you tick on this, show leaves, it's going to show the leaves on these trees. What should be the shape of this leaf? Let me show you one of the shape of this leaf. You see the leaf is a little bit hexagonal. If you want, you can change it to rectangular. If you want, you can change it to dupliface. Duplifaces are nothing but a small little faces over here and here, and if you want, you can change it to dupliverts. These are vertex points over these branches. Let us go to hexagonal, a little bit of leaf-like structure. Leaf objects, currently we have no objects. If there was an object, we could select it from here, which is a thing for some other lecture. How many leaves do you want? Currently there are 150. If you want, you can increase the amount of leaves. If you want, you can decrease the amount of leaves. One more fun thing that happens when you reduce the leaves is when you go into the negative, the trees starts to look like some kind of a different species. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. Let us keep it somewhere around 150. Now, as I had promised you that I would show you what the leaf distribution does. In the conical, it is going to let me go to add, curve and sapling tree, and then we will go to leaves and show leaves. And here in the inverse conical, if I click conical, a very less amount of leaves will be available on the top side and lot of leaves will be available on the bottom side. Inverse conical, it's just opposite of the conical. Spherical means it is going to apply the leaves around the tree in a spherical manner, in a hemispherical manner, in a cylindrical manner, in a tapered cylindrical manner, in an inverse tapered cylindrical manner, in a flame manner, and in a tend flame manner. Leaf down, how you want the leaves to be. Do you want it to be on the down side of the branches or on the upper side of the branches? And this is going to define the range of the leaves down. Leaves rotation, if you want, you can change the rotation of the leaves. You can change the rotation of the leaves from here to here. Leaf scale, if you want, you can increase the size of the leaves. You can increase the scale in x-axis. If you want, you can change the leaf scale in y-axis from here, and scale in t-axis according to where they are growing from. According to that, you can reduce or increase the size of the leaves. Horizontal leaves, if you want horizontal leaves, you can tick it off. And leaf angle. If you want, you can change the leaf angle of this leaves. Next option is armature. This is very important for animation. Let me show you what I am trying to say. Armature, if I tick on this armature, you feel like something has happened here, black lines are coming here. These are nothing but it has provided your branches some limbs. It has rigged your tree. What it actually means is, I have ticked use armature, I haven't changed anything else here. Then I go to animation and I click on armature animation and click spacebar on your keyboard. Suddenly the tree is being animated. And if you come over the armature and tick this off, it is not going to animate itself. And the moment I tick on the use armature, it is going to animate your tree. Isn't it wonderful? Of course, it's peaceful. How you want the animation to be? If you want the leaf animation, you can as well apply the leaf animation as well, but make sure your system is not going to hang. For that they have provided a fast preview. If we tick this on, it's going to replace these branches with lines, so it will be visible to you how the trees are going to behave. Then we have got wind settings, how the strength of the wind should be, how strong the wind should be. What I will do is I will reduce this leaf animation. I will tick this off, leaf animation, I will tick this off. It's taking a lot of time to animate itself. Wind gusts, how high you want the wind to be. Wind gust from the front side, how powerful the wind should be. Now it's like in the disco, we don't need this kind of wind. Amplitude, what should be these are everything related to the wind. So that's it for this, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to support me wholeheartedly, Patreon page links will be given in the description. And if you want, you can also support me through Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. Phone number will be given in the description as well. And with that being said and done, try to see it, learn it, understand it. I will see you in the next video.